Hello, how are you? Well, I guess I have to every year kind of talk about these unholy holidays. We are again starting this time of the year in which I'd rather just go on an island and stay there until all these unholy holidays are over. I think Wednesday is Halloween. And of course, the stores already have Christmas items. Every year I can't wait for this time to be over. Because every time I go into the stores, it just screams in my face how pagan we are. We don't have to be surprised why so many of the Christians, so-called Christians, are deceived. They've been deceived slowly, and I am addressing that over and over again. How the Catholic Church has infiltrated, really, this culture and also, of course, the church. I think Halloween is one of those holidays that crept into the churches so slowly over generations, probably already my generation, and I wasn't here. I grew up in Germany without Halloween. Actually, I grew up in Germany Catholic, and we celebrated the day after Halloween called All Saints' Day. That's what we celebrated. It doesn't matter, it's the same thing. The Catholics did that in order to give an alternate holidays for Halloween to the people that were literally forced to accept Christianity. And that's what happened throughout this establishment of the Roman Catholic Church. People were forced to take on the Roman Catholic belief, or actually bow down to the Pope. I don't think it was all about the religious belief. Of course, the Bible, people didn't have the Bible, so they went along what the priests were saying. So most people didn't even, know how to read during that time. And maybe purposely that was done as well. Well, we plunge this whole, culture into illiteralism. What is it called? Illiteracy. Yeah. So nobody can read. Then we can even deceive them more because people can never look up what the Bible really says. So they have to trust these priests to tell them the truth. Priests are the only ones that can read. So who's going to question? I'm telling you the truth and you better bow down. Now, of course, when people came to the United States, that's what they did flee from. They wanted to have freedom to choose what they want to believe. But I have said it so many times that slowly more and more Catholics came into this country, and the Roman Catholic Church could, again, put a stronghold on our politics, on our finances, and the whole culture. And their goal was not necessarily to convert, but to destroy the Protestant culture, to destroy the youth, to plunge them into an immoral lifestyle. That was the goal of Babylon the Great. Why? Because the goal comes directly from Lucifer. Lucifer doesn't care what somebody is worshiping, as long as they're not worshiping the true God. That's all he's interested in. That's why paganism is just fine for him. That's why it wasn't hard to just convert or put a Christian facade on everything. Okay? Everything, all the holidays. Do you really think when Constantine founded the Roman Catholic Church that all people wanted to become Christians? No. And Constantine didn't even expect that. He wanted to continue being Sun God incarnated. He wanted to be worshipped as God continuously. He just wanted to have control over the Christian church. That's all he wanted to have. And really, basically, Satan was using him. Of course, that's why he's called the man of sin. And every pope after him is called the man of sin. He had no interest in people worshiping the true God or reading the Bible or knowing what's in the Bible. No, that was not their goal. So that's why what they did is they put a facade on every one of these pagan holidays and just wanted people to continue to celebrate them. It was totally fine to continue to celebrate solstice. Well, actually, what they wanted is they wanted people to blindly follow the clergy. That's what they wanted. Man, I don't know if you guys have seen this series, The Stargate, and we watched, of course, with the Ghouls, and now we're watching the ones with the Origin again, and it's amazing. Yeah, that looks exactly like it was copied after the Catholic Church. Nothing but slavery. This is what they were bringing. Now it looks today that, the Catholic Church is not doing that anymore, but nowadays they're doing it in the background. They have already misled and plunged the United States into an immoral society. However, done that. Kids are already lost. They're sitting in front of their video games. They don't even know how to live in the real world anymore. We have lost our youth today. I mean, okay, it was bad during my kids' generation when they were little, plunged into an immoral lifestyle, sexual and whatever, and then of course it turned homosexual because sexuality wasn't enough anymore. But I'm digressing, right? Not digressing, but I'm a little off my topic on these unholy holidays. But see, these unholy holidays were just the first part. It was just the first part. There was a time in this country where people didn't even celebrate Christmas. And then we opened, okay, we're going to celebrate Christmas. Then we opened, we are going to celebrate Halloween. We're going to allow our kids to celebrate Halloween. We are going to allow our kids to celebrate Halloween in the church. And every time we have an excuse, we do that so they are safe. We need to provide them a safe place where they can celebrate Halloween. So we put these these lies, these deceptions in place. And by doing so, we've plunged more and more into these deceptions. And our churches become more and more poisoned. I say that all the time, but I wanted to really talk about that again, especially right now, because these unholy holidays are starting. And every year, I'm just so sick and tired going through this time. So sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of the hustle and bustle and the buying and people thinking that they can create some beautiful whatever, this perfect what do you call it, perfect world, right? For what, one day, and the next day everything is over and we're back into our immoral and cruel world, evil world. Evil. We're going to continue the same kind of nonsense. And all this is planned. It's what's planned. And you know what? The Catholics, they don't know that either. I understand that. They don't really know it. I think probably most Catholics are, well, I shouldn't say that, but those Catholics that came over here were very primitive people, and they just followed blindly, like I said, the clergy. Just like in the homeland. Most people, they didn't even know how to even read. And they came over here, and that's what they did. But the goal was to bring down Protestantism. That was the goal from the beginning. It's called the, what do you call it? The Counter-Reformation. It's called the Counter-Reformation. We're going to bring down the Reformation. And we're going to punish the people that are part of the Reformation. Because you know what? The Jesuits can do that. They have the power to destroy anybody and everybody who is against the Pope. Again, I have shown you what God says about Babylon the Great, who is the whore and who is the Vatican. And Catholics follow this whore blindly. And God says, get out of her, my people. Where does he say that? Who knows it? Revelation 18. He says, get out of her, my people. Let me look it up. Revelation, you can do the same thing. Revelation 18. Look it up. It says, get out of her, my people. Why? Because she has spilled the blood of the saints. And people, make no mistake. She has spilled the blood of the saints. So in the Dark Ages, and even after the Reformation, the blood of the saints were spilled. And God says, I am going to give her twice as much torment which he has given to the saints. He says, right here, I'm going to read. It says in Revelation 18:4, then I heard another voice from heaven say, come out of her, my people, so that you will not share in her sins, so that you will not receive any of her plagues, for her sins are piled up to heaven, and God has remembered her crimes. Give back to her as she has given, pay her back double for what she has done. Pour her the double portion from her own cup. Give her as much torment and grief as the glory and luxury she gave herself. In her heart she boasted, I sit enthroned as queen, and I am not a widow. I will never mourn. Therefore, in one day her plagues will overtake her, death, mourning, and famine. She will be consumed by fire, for mighty is the Lord God who judges her. This is the judgment of Babylon the Great and those people that belong to her or follow her. And everything she is. And part of her are those unholy holidays. It starts with Halloween. So Halloween is really a satanic holiday. It's a witch's holiday. But what does the whole Roman Catholic Church? Oh, he converts it to All Saints' Day, and that makes it okay. Especially in Mexico, that is celebrated. very strongly. But then let's go to Christmas. It's nothing but a pagan holiday. Let's go to Easter. Nothing but a pagan holiday, people. And God says, get out of her. Because if you don't get out of her, you will reap her plagues. Now, of course, people are going to say, well, how do you know Babylon the Great is the Vatican? Well, who do you think it is? She's described in Revelation 17. Okay? How is she described? Dressed in purple and scarlet? You tell me anybody else who is dressed in scarlet and purple and scarlet with pearls and everything. Who is, what church? And everybody, of course, I hope agrees it's a church. Okay? But she's dressed in scarlet, has pearls on. She is the man of sin. She is the little horn who controls, or controlled, or still controls Europe, all the kings of Europe. Read Daniel 7. Who do you think it is? Can't be anybody else. But if you're not convinced, I have a book here called Babylon Mystery Religion by Ralph Woodrow, and I will put the link in the description box. Again, I have recommended that book before, but I'm always having new subscribers, not that many, but I do, and they may have not read that book. There's also another one called The Two Babylons by Woodrow Wilson, I think. No, not Woodrow Wilson. Don't remember, but it's called The Two Babylons. You'll find it. It's a very old book, but this book right here is actually built on the Two Babylons. Takes a lot from that Two Babylons. The Two Babylons has a lot of research in it, but it's old and it's very tedious. Now, if you want to go very deep into things, that's probably the one you want to read. But I'd recommend this Babylon Mystery Religion by Ralph Woodrow because it's newer and it's easier to follow. But yeah, people have researched the topic, and yeah, the Vatican is Babylon. There's nobody else, okay, who could be that mystery religion. It can trace itself back, this religion can trace itself back all the way to Babylon. That's why she's called Babylon the Great. Because she is the whore, the religion that went all the way through every empire, whether it was the Persian, the Greek, the Roman, okay, and landed in the Catholic Church, in the Roman Catholic Church. Now, believe me, Satan knew what he was doing. And it's a pagan religion. And all these holidays that we're going to celebrate here, coming up, are pagan in origin. Well, it's first Halloween that introduces us to this nasty time of the year. And then it ends, of course, with Christmas. Christmas is not the birthday of Jesus. If anybody wants to celebrate the birthday of Jesus, please do some research and find out that the birthday of Jesus most likely happened in September. It was just used. So people will continue to celebrate the same kind of nonsense that the Romans celebrated. Solstice, the giving of gifts, the partying, okay? And it was easy. You know, once you destroy the moral fiber of a country, it's easy for them to plunge into celebrating and parties and, Yeah, whatever they're doing. Spending money, frivolous money, just to have some pleasurable time. And yeah, for most people, Jesus is way secondary. It's probably, he is not in, oh yeah, we're celebrating Christ's birthday, but in reality, we're just celebrating the parties, the drinking, the eating, whatever, the giving of gifts. That's what we're really celebrating. Please be honest with yourself. Why do you need to be honest, people? Because if you're not honest, this is why we are right now in the position that we're in. We are in an immoral society. And I'll tell you why. Okay? Nobody can blame it on the immoral people that we have right now, because that immoral lifestyle started someplace. And somebody, okay, allowed this immorality to come into even the churches. Okay, or in our culture. Why? Because we allowed it. And it wasn't this generation that is now immoral. No. This is happened in my generation. It actually even happened in the generation before mine. That they opened themselves to deceit. They opened their doors to false doctrine. And you know what false doctrine I'm talking about, called dispensationalism. They opened the door wide to dispensationalism. And when they opened the door wide to deception, they opened the door wide to all kinds of deception. Because that's what happened. And now we have how many generations away, and then we are just totally stuck in immorality. And I'll tell you, these holidays are the result of this immorality and the hypocrisy, okay, that these so-called Christians are stuck in. It's hypocrisy. Oh, we're celebrating the birth of Christ, when in reality they're not celebrating the birth of Christ. When in reality they're celebrating everything else, the giving of gifts, putting up Christmas trees, all kinds of nonsense. No, we don't want to see it though, okay? We don't mind living in our fairy tale life. No, we don't. Oh no, and I am wrong too. Yeah, because I'm pointing it out to you. That's why I know I'm going to have tons of people again that are saying something negative. I don't mind people celebrating it. I don't like the hypocrisy. That's what I don't like. If you want to just celebrate a pagan holiday, why don't you just go out and celebrate it? I don't care. But don't make it in connection to God, because that's when it becomes hypocrisy, and that's when it becomes abomination. Yeah, it becomes an abomination to God. And God is not very happy when that happens. Just as much Jesus wasn't happy with the Pharisees, and he called them children of Satan. Yeah, they were just as hypocrites as what we have today. We have hypocrites in our churches. They don't want to see the truth. But I don't want to come down too hard on people. But if you are interested in opening your eyes and putting these big things away from your eyes so you can see the truth, if you're really interested in the truth, read this book, Babylon Mystery Religion. It helps you understand why I'm saying, people, what you're doing, what you're celebrating is pagan. And maybe then you can understand why I am so disgusted. And that's what I am. I'm really disgusted about this time of the year. I'm really not disgusted about the people out there, the non-Christians. They'll do it. They don't do anything. I'm more disgusted about the people that call themselves Christians, and they just close their eyes and celebrate something that is really pagan. And yeah, it is disgusting when you go in the stores and you hear Christmas music, right? Christmas music. I mean, real Christmas music. As you get closer and closer to Christmas, you hear even Christian music, Christmas music in connection with buying. Oh, that just, whew, that gets me. Anyways, I'm coming to an end. You may think the same way as I do, but maybe you don't understand me. And it's okay. It's okay, people. This is the only probably time I'm doing it. No, actually don't. It's not only time. I'm trying to open your guys' eyes about Babylon the Great all the time. But anyways, let the Holy Spirit guide you always.